Is already here. He's been around politics many years now, served different positions. Somebody was telling me yesterday that he's been Minister of Postal Affairs before. I told the President where I needed to check that one. But I know he was Minister of Information. He went to becoming Commissioner General, the last position. He resigned. Now he's Chief of Office Staff to the former President, Len Eugene Nangbe. I've never seen him play football before. A lot of people say he can play, but that big man football, he go on the field and Gerald Cole Bangalore, then when they see them, they let them score, they say they can play. Eugene, good morning, man. I haven't seen you for a couple of months.
Exactly. I've been traveling a lot, but I'm around. And I appreciate the fact that you granted me time to come and share my thoughts on your platform.
Okay.
Thank you.
How is former President Weah? Where is he?
He's in Washington, D.C. He arrived there yesterday to attend a FIFA program. You know, the World Cup draw will be held on the 5th. And as a senior FIFA executive, he will be present to attend that function, among many other engagements that he will continue. So he's in D.C. currently. FIFA
never leave its legends out. It seems President Weah is gradually going into FIFA thing, transitioning. I will not be shocked one morning we wake up and FIFA has done some kind of big appointment somewhere and we get George Weah.
But they already did a big appointment because for now racism in football is a big issue, and he has been charged with the responsibility to work with others. Sorry.
It's okay. You can do it the way you want it.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he has been given that responsibility to lead the FIFA anti-racism drive. So it's but I also don't want you to say he's drifting into FIFA. He has always been. Okay. You know, he was a member of the football committee.
Man, want me to make it look like man leaving politics.
He's not leaving.
I can understand.
Once in, never out. So he's still the standard bearer of the CDC, but he has other responsibilities as a global icon that he continues to perform from time to time.
Have you heard some partisans of the CDC
let me
say?
Take off my shit before they say I'm sounding in my code again.
Have you heard some partisans of the CDC say, President Weah need to give way now. He need to leave. Maybe he too peaceful. He too in their words. He too weak, and that is in context. He too peaceful. He not the kind of person we need a forceful. When he hear these things, how does he respond?
Firstly, let me say, in the CDC, dissent, internal disagreement, internal contestation of ideas is allowed. You know, if I would encourage it, I think you're referring to MacArthur Gore.
I read something from you.
Yeah. Yes, he's a CDC partisan. He's a member of the party, and he has a right to his views. And we take the views of all of our partisans seriously. So actually. Yesterday, I spoke to former President Weah, and I asked him whether he read what MacArthur Gore wrote. He said, yes, I read it, and, we should continue to engage. But I'm a statesman, so some of our other senior partisans spoke to Gore and others to understand what they mean when they say that he should be radical. They want him to start a war or what? He's a statesman, a politician, the leader of a political party that operates within the confines of the law. And he will continue to do that. When they say radicalism, perhaps we should ask them what they mean by that. But the CDC will always take a stand in protection, not just of the rights of the CDC, but also the rights of all Liberians. And President Weah leads that, but he always will operate within the confines of decency, of civility, and within the confines of the law.
Okay. How far is your headquarters project now before we move on to governance issues?
It's going on. We're doing the preliminaries. The headquarters, somebody was asking me as I was on my way here. So we're seeing the building, it's like pregnancy. It can go beyond. You soon see it going up, as we continue. We have a timeline, and we are well within schedule. There's a lot of, if you've done construction before, you realize that there's a lot of work that go into what we call pre-construction, and we're doing that. So once we start the construction, it will go very fast. We are within our timeline.
Okay. There are a lot of issues being discussed in the country, man. Whether it is the current $1.2 billion budget, different sides are arguing differently. the president had a cabinet meeting in bombing and governance of the country and other issues and those things as a former minister and interestingly a former secretary general of this current Unity Party too. I don't know whether you ever acted as chairperson, but I know you were in the main Unity Party at some point. You are sitting and listening to all these governance issues. What do you make currently? Maybe we'll go into specifics, but generally, as far as governance is concerned, you think the country is making some progress?
Currently, it is it's actually not surprising to me that all of the promises, because the premise of this UP government itself was based on a lot of lies and misinformation and disinformation against the CDC government. So much so that they have, their days of reckoning has, their days of reckoning have come today, because let's talk about harmonization.
Let's talk. When
we organize the payroll so that those at the bottom could get something better. There were people making $65 in the government. After harmonization, $150. Police, the immigration people, our doctors. Doctors are making $700. We increase it to $250, $2,500. Nurses, that is what harmonization was about. They say, oh, harmonization was bad. When we come, we reverse it. Next month, we'll be in the third year. We'll be within the third year. By later on in January, we'll be within the third year. What has happened? So you need to ask. When you ask me this question, I'll just point to how the government spokespersons respond. When you listen, I listen to Jerry Limekpia, the current Minister of Information. The journalist asking a question, he spent 90% of the time on CDC. It shows that there's nothing for him to talk about the government. Oh, CDC looted the country. Where's the loot that you talk about? Where's the loot? You set up an asset recovery force, committee, whatever the nomenclature is. Next month, we'll be in the third year. Where is the loot? Show the loot.
People
you arrested the former Minister of Foreign Affairs for how many bags of rice? Is that the loot? And, these people who are in court will be vindicated.
You think so?
Because even not being a lawyer, look at what they are putting forward. Look at all the cases in court. Tua is in court today for a national security transaction. And there are still national security transactions going on as we speak. Similar to what he's in court for. His liberty has been seized. He can't leave the country. He has to go to court every time the case is heard. Speaker Kova is in court. He has to go there every day. Once the court is in session, he can travel. Kimia can travel. Fina was in a hospital bed when she was indicted for being a good businesswoman. She will be vindicated because...
She wasn't indicted for being a good businesswoman. She was indicted for alleged wrongdoing.
She was indicted for being a good businesswoman. Look at what they put out. People, the taxi run, the taxi driver go make report, they arrested the taxi driver. They arrested the people who were selling rice in a restaurant.
They said the manner in which the taxis
were but then why are you arresting a driver who will deposit in a bank? Is that the asset that's there to be recovered? So I'm not trying to legislate that particular case here. You asked me a general question. I'm saying these people will be vindicated because it's just the tyrannical use of the judiciary to hunt political opponents. It's not anything real that they're trying to recover assets. Look at the thing with Cloud Hope Foundation. Somebody there wake up one day and say, oh, you use government money. If government monies are used, where you start from? Wouldn't you start from the Ministry of Finance to say, oh, okay, here's a voucher, it was paid to you? Then you ask him, the very Cloud Hope Foundation, to present evidence against itself. To say, okay, how you got the money? When as a legal entity, they make reports. Her finances are in order. She raised money for the children of Liberia, that's all. Somebody say, oh, why she didn't do it before she became First Lady? She did. She did. A lot of people in the country were beneficiaries of their scholarship she and her husband set up at the University of Liberia, in other places. When her husband was with UNICEF, she followed him everywhere to help Liberian children. So she has a record of doing that. And this record is being blemished by all of these chicanery.
Now, then you were information minister before going on to becoming a commissioner general of maritime. Every time people talk about this issue of harmonization, which is the fact, Unity Party campaign on it, they haven't been able to change it. What did you allow Unity Party in opposition to lead the narrative for you, making Liberians to believe them? You know, did you sit? It seemed to me as though you believe you were doing good things, but the party in opposition led the national narrative.
But there is something in politics called the burden of incumbency.
Okay.
So the CDC was afflicted by that burden. When you are the incumbent, somebody man sick, they didn't get money to carry the hospital, they blame the government, they don't blame the opposition. Somebody can pay the children's school fee, who should they blame? They blame the government, rightly so. If somebody wants to go to the southeast and the road is not good, they blame the government. So there is a default incumbency deficit for every administration, and the CDC was no exception to that. Now, you spread your misinformation, your disinformation, your lies, and you have to reckon with those lies now. And instead of reckoning with them, you just mentioned a budget of $1.2 billion.
Oh, coming there.
Yeah, okay. Assuming we collect that money, it will be good for Liberia, right? But it's not the first 1.2. Since the Unity Party being in power, they've already spent more than 1.2 billion. So what did they do with it?
But we have not projected a budget of 1.2 before.
Yes, but cumulatively, since they've been in power, they've expended more than 1.2 already. By their own reports, the Altian reports, the budget information that is published by the very government, they've already spent that. So the question should be, what did you spend it on? Because there were many of the projects that the UP are carrying out now, which you can verify, including the road to the southeast, was already funded by the previous government. Additional funding for Little Far Road was already acquired. So what is your new project that you spend the money on? That's the question. The real question is, what did you spend the billions on that you had? And now that you're talking about billions.
You should be answering too, because you work in our government. At some point, you were Minister of Information too.
And this is why I know very well. I said the UP government, I didn't work for Mr. Boakai. Since he took office, they spent more than two.
Oh, you talk about this?
Since he took office,
cumulatively,
he has spent more than $1.2 billion, which is verifiable from the budget Altian reports and from the budget book itself. These are official public documents that you can verify. So my question is, since the 2 years, what did you do with the 1.2 billion? So at least if you did 50% of what you would do with because it was in 2 years, you spent 1.2 plus. You say you're going to spend another 1.2 billion. But what did you spend? What did you do with the first 1.2 billion that you had?
Now,
that will give us an indication. The same way your Christmas will be good, you know, from the eve. The eve is what they've done already. So now, from the eve, we can say that they squandered the first 1.2. So what are we not going to expect that we will squander if they manage to collect the additional 1.2? And in 2018, before Mr. Weah left power, the World Bank latest report projected an increase in the economic outlook for Liberia. That they projected growth, even though the growth that was projected is not being attained, but growth was projected based on the sound economic policies of the previous government, which was Mr. Weah's government. So they have something to base their foundation on, but yet the delivery does not match what the foundation that it met.
Let me be specific on this one.
The same foundation it met is what it's still on.
How do you counter Liberians? How do you speak to some Liberians who say, in the context of diplomacy and international relations, the country's reputation is better off now than on you? They say on you, the country's international image was tainted. There were passport fraud. President Weah had to dismiss some people. But under the government now, Liberia is beginning to regain its international seats. Liberia is on the Security Council. Liberia just won its seat on the Maritime Council, where you were as Maritime Commissioner, all these things. People think...
Well, why you use the word just?
Well, because the election just got over.
No, but it's not just. Just means like the first time.
It was retaining.
Proper word. It was retained.
I'm asking you.
So I want to start from where you ended last. Normally, after I leave opposition, I like to not focus on it too much, but you brought it.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work at Lima.
Okay.
And for the first time ever, Liberia became a member of the IMO Council Category A. At one point in time, we were in Category B. No, Category C. But we said, why not? We the biggest registry. And under us also, we became the largest registry. So if our image was so tinted, how do we achieve these things? And you talk about the Security Council. The records are there. We got
before the Security Council, is this our first time on Category A?
Yes.
Okay. But that's why
No, the first time was in 2023.
We went to Category A.
Yes.
Okay.
We got elected. So what has happened now? We got re-elected.
Re-elected.
To Category A, which is also a good thing.
So we got elected Category A when you were there.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to set the record
straight. And apart from that, you had a program here where we were commended. But for us, that was just a step forward. For the biggest thing we did was to get Liberia to become again the #1 registry in the world. So we are again at the top. We put us back at the top, and I hope the current administration will sustain that and even grow it further. That's,
you
my
want to
comment
talk
on
about
that
passport issue.
But you say people were sanctioned for passport. The first...
No, I think you want to talk about the Security Council, something like that.
The passport, I will jump there. The passport scandal. If you Google right now and say Liberia passport scandal, you see that it was the former UP chairman who was the first to be in a scandal, not CDC.
Who's that?
Mr. Sherman. He was in the first.
Who's Sherman now?
Vanish Sherman.
Former senator?
Is he former?
Yeah, you mean Councillor Vanish?
Yeah, former senator.
He former senator.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had the first passport scandal was with him, right? When the Dutch guy came and all of that. I say scandal. I'm not accusing him of any crime. When President Weah came in and there was an individual who was involved in a passport racket, we had him dismissed and arrested. So you cannot legislate human behavior. What you punish bad behavior. So that is what he did as president. He worked with the foreign ministry, worked with the U.S. government because it was brought to their attention by him, and actions were taken. That is government. That is good governance. You talk about the Security Council. All the records are there. Liberia was accepted both by ECOWAS and AU as their candidate through hard diplomatic work by the former foreign minister and the team. So to say that nothing was done, and it just came out of the blue, I know that's not the case. Whether they want to give the recognition to the past government or not, the facts still remain that a lot of diplomatic work was done. How did President Weah get all of the things that he's gotten from France, from the UAE, Emirates Hospital, the roads, funding for Lofa Road, funding for the Southeastern Road. And many people forget that President Weah really, really, really had 3.5 years to do most of what he had to do. Why? Because COVID shut the whole world down. For 2+ years, nothing could happen. Yet, we maintained a stable economy. We maintained a payroll for our civil servants, and we were one of the examples of how effectively COVID could have been dealt with. But all that time, nothing could happen. Somebody talk about Bali Island. It's a good idea that we got commitment from the government of India to deliver. But we all know what happened. The pandemic that we had affected most of our development initiative, but it did not derail our development initiative because we still managed to deliver heavily in spite of the amount of time that we had to deliver.
From all indications, from the current politics and the governance of the country, do you think Liberians are prepared for a CDC return to power?
Absolutely. And for me, you have to look at the behavior of the UP. When we were breaking ground for our new headquarters after all of the troubles that the government inflicted upon us, spontaneously, you saw the turnout of people coming graciously to contribute, to show solidarity, to show support. Not just CDC people, but people from different walks of life. So the UP say, oh, we have to do the same. We have to get our party headquarters. We have to have a rally, and we have to get people from Bokonjide, truck people from Zogowi, from Kwetuo, truck people from SSGK, and bring them to Moravia so that we can say we have, we too can do a rally, and that's what's going to happen on Saturday.
No, I listened to some of the officials say Saturday's event is a result of a resolution they passed, I think in 2020, something like that. That's what they said.
Oh, the resolution in Kuma or what? You believe that? You pass a resolution 2020 and then you implement it when? How many years later? I mean, what sort of resolution is that? They're just trying to. The fact that they have to explain, they don't need a resolution to have. As a political party, they have a right to call the partisans together. So the fact that they have to keep justifying every day is a news story means that they're trying to replicate very unsuccessfully what the CDC does in a spontaneous way. And it shows how the people. Don't ask me because I speak for one side, for the opposition currently. Ask the people in the market, ask the Rihanna boys, ask the common citizens, ask some of the very people who voted for the UP based on the lies and deception. Ask them, and then you will know. Elections are not tomorrow. The next presidential election will be in 2029. Next January, after the 18th or the 22nd.
The state of the nation's address, is that what you mean?
And we will present a robust counter-response because we already know what the president is going to say. We're already preparing our response. He's going to present very similar to what he's been doing throughout when they meet. Look at the cabinet meeting in Birmingham. What did they say? Oh, despite we have done a lot with job creation, we'll do more. We'll soon be in 3 years. When will you start?
Is that wrong for you to say, I have done some, but I need to do better?
But then show the sum. There's no way to show it because it doesn't exist. So our counter to the annual message is already been crafted because we know the
president speaking your crafting counter?
Because we know what he's going to say already. His drafters already started to work, so we can't wait until they finish as they're working. All the people that are working on his draft, Kofi.
Some people think they.
But I tell you, who's working on his draft now?
The people that are writing it.
Yeah, the draft. Every president got people who can write draft.
That wouldn't write in it.
I know someone like Kofi, Wu, Semsti Kwea, Kwabo. They the one doing the draft, and our draft is.
That we used to write President Weah. Most of President Weah's speeches, they used to say
not one person. No, it's a whole team. It's how it works. Let me start from. Maybe I should start from from Ellen. She had a team.
No, I mean President Weah.
But why you want me to?
We used to write it on.
I always tell you, you can choose the question, you can choose my answer.
No, I know, but you call him Bwaka on. Why you can't call your own? Who
but I'm about to call it.
Yeah, okay, call it now.
But I won't start from Ellen. She had a team.
Okay, yeah.
No president has one person writing these things. Because first, it's a coalition of the whole government.
Yeah.
Coalition. COLLATRON. I'm spelling it because sometimes the people.
It's not coalition, it's coalition. That's why you are spelling.
To join things together, to put different from different sections. So a lot of the work is done by the Ministry of Finance, the technical work, because under the law, our constitution says the president will give a report on revenue and expenditure. 3 things the annual measure should contain: revenue, report on expenditure, and then the third thing is your legislative agenda for the coming year. So it's very easy for us to start working. The team of people.
Who are they? Who are some of the members?
But Mr. Weah is not in power right now.
Eugene Nangbe,
you want to write history?
Samuel Toe.
We were involved along with other people. The former Minister of Public Works, Ruth was also part, because our agenda was a lot on roads. Mr. Twe for revenue, Samora, myself, Chokon Kui, we had a whole team of like 15, 20 persons, as it should be. I'm just giving you the leaders of this current draft. Kofi, Kwabo, Gav will send his work, but then they will, we know what they're doing, so we are preparing also. Currently, our team now is headed by Mr. Ure, Richelieu Ure. We have a special team within the CDC, Benedict Koluba. They are the one leading our response draft. And then after the draft, we designate somebody to present it. And this is what a lot of work is going on. Within the CDC, we have the headquarters committee working. On Saturday in Basso, Janje Bape will be leading a team who just bought a piece of land for the party. We'll be building our CDC headquarters, not just a building.
Building headquarters there.
Yeah, we already acquired the land. We also have property in Magibi that we acquired. We have property in Bon that we also acquired, right on the road. And the reason we do these things for not just CDC people, but we have a learning room where we put computers for students to come do their homework, to have access to the internet. That's the design we have for our party headquarters across the country. So we're still contributing to, even outside of power, we continue to remember that students and our young people need help. And every headquarters will have a reading room that will be open to the public at certain hours of the day. That's the design we have for our local headquarters that we are pushing.
Somebody was telling me that people can get.
I know, I'm not supposed to say now because
when they're in opposition. When they get to power, it's different.
But we did the same thing.
Where did they?
We did the regional high schools. The one in if you go and check in the southeast, we did regional high schools in Lofa. The new multilateral high schools, we did all of those because we recognized that education was important. We did roads, we did hospitals. If I start naming all the things that CDC did here today, I will send you a copy because we listed everything. We're not moving here today.
Is the CDC
and it's there to see, it's tangible.
Is the CDC concerned about the reported $10 million facility in Lofa that the government up to now, nobody can tell us what's happening there, who's building it or anything like that? Are you concerned about it too?
We recognize that it's just a continuation of the theft and deception of the Unity Party. But luckily for us, it's there for the world to see, for Liberians to see that these people said they will do this, they will do that, see what they're doing. And you take government money. Take, for example, the whole issue with the yellow machine. When the president came from out of the country, he said one of his friends, he said it's on record, one of his friends was giving him gift of the yellow machine. Later on, it changed. The vice president said, the government will be paying for it from the budget. Then the president came back and said, no. We get funding from EcoBank. What's the real story? And these people are not being asked the hard questions by we the journalists. And when I say we, I'm being figurative because I don't practice.
And sometimes the leading opposition like you two, you are silent.
Well, we keep speaking, but you see, this is why we are called, the press is called the fourth estate. The opposition is not the fourth estate. It's the media. And the media plays a very critical role. So some of the questions the hard questions need to be asked because as opposition, we have a side. You are independent. You are in the middle. You criticize us. You criticize the government. Society depend on you to do these things. If I say it, it's like because maybe I want power. But if you do your own and you have the capacity, to investigate. So I want to ask the press to please check into this whole 10 million thing.
We have asked. We're tired. Everybody.
Because there's no good answer. You journalists, when people yesterday when he wrote on Facebook, the Deputy Minister of State, he wrote on Facebook he is saying no. When he found out, he will let us know.
You mean Anthony Kesley?
Yeah, he wrote it on Facebook.
Your man.
Oh, yeah, he's a big brother. He's older than me. He's a big brother who I've known for many years. Yeah. But he said he know. So who will know? The Minister of State, he know. The Minister of Information, he know. The Minister of Public Works, he know. The Kimon Radio, they said he know. That means saying it for them. They're saying they don't know because they know that it's bad.
Okay.
That's why they say they don't know.
Len Eugene Nangbe is former information minister, former commissioner of the Liberia Maritime Authority.
And former minister of Post and Telecom.
Yeah, that's what somebody say. Yeah, way back, eh? But,
Like,
but you not several, you been around.
It's actually, I think
somebody just sent me a message from the identification registry. They say you are Minister of Postal Affairs, right?
Post and Telecommunications.
Yeah.
Yes, it was like 20.
Government joy up it's a long time too. Well, Len Eugene Dangbe is here as our guest. He's chief of office.
Listen, it's a pleasure to serve.
To former President George. It's a pleasure to serve. Do you see it that way?
It was service.
You think so?
Yes, and I'm still serving in the public space. Though I'm not a government official, I'm still a public figure. I'm still serving.
Did you enjoy your service in the Unity Party government at that time as Minister of Information? Are you proud of that, of the capacity at that time? And do you think
everywhere I serve, I try to do my best. And maybe you don't know, I was appointed 3 times as minister by Madam Salif. First as Minister of Transport, then as Minister of Youth and Sports, then as Minister of Information. I must have been doing something good for her to keep repeating her confidence. But I don't think we keep here for me to brag, but I gave my best, and I always gave my best to whatever task I'm assigned to. And I'll continue to do that even now. And somebody is texting me and saying, but then why I didn't serve with President Weah? I took a deliberate decision, even though I knew that the fact that there was a new government, I believe you should give the new president a chance to form his team. And there was no need for me to be, in spite of the tenure, which later on, all the tenure positions were thrown out for whatever reason. But tenure positions are there for a reason. But it's not a belief of this government. I did not want to serve in this government. And okay. I would not ever seek to serve in this government because I have a very critical role to play with the CDC as we work to have President Weah re-elected so that he can complete the very good job that he started that was disrupted by the 2017,
and this one year,
2023
you know, sometimes people blame the media, sometimes people blame
politicians. I wasn't blaming you, I'm admonishing you.
No, not you. I'm about to ask, I know you can't for media. I'm about to ask a question. Win. I'm saying sometimes people blame it to the media and other people. That question I want to ask now. People think the politics in the country is getting tossy, Eugene, to the extent that you, who are the leaders of the different political parties, you're not talking to your supporters and publicly people using words, insulting each other, and it's taking away a lot. And sometimes people get afraid that if care is not taken, we could go something else. We could undermine our democracy. Do you see it that way?
I believe so. But this toxic rhetoric did not start today. In fact, it was hugged, embraced by the current regime. They made it a big issue when Prophet Key, Yeke, all these people are using these languages. Every time they do it, the president will embrace them. Even now, we have a minister in the government who use invectives openly. And she said, "Oh, I apologize later against a prominent Liberian lawyer, a very strong lady, insulted her." Did the president take action? Even though he says his children don't get involved in causing people, but those who are under your authority are doing it, and you embrace them whenever they do it. So the toxic nature of our politics was given root by the UP. So it has overtaken social media. I can point to many examples. Yes, it's not good for democracy. We should have a discourse. We should have an exchange of ideas, of platforms, of plans for the public, implementable plans. But the discourse is so toxic now that the voices of reason are drowned, by the toxic rhetoric.
Is President Weah coming back 2029?
Definitely. We've been preparing since day one, and working on building our party structures, strengthening the structures, working with the people of Liberia, showing them that we can do better. And we believe our message is resonating, not just with people who supported him before, but with people who now have realized that the whole UP agenda was just a gimmick that's not sustainable. They have no ideas to run the country properly. And as time goes by, it's becoming more and more apparent that they just wanted power for power's sake. And they did everything to get power.
Now,
I listen to Pia. Oh, CDC looted the country. Where's the loot? Show the loot. Oh, people are eating dry bread. Who?
They say we have built condominium.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can he not, even before becoming president, could he not? Okay, for example, his 9th Street house. He started it before the election.
They said those ones were done when he became president.
But listen, before the election, did you see? People ask the neighbors. In opposite the old African Bible College. But he took office in January, February. By March, they were complete, so that he had 2 months. Hey man, even if he used government money, it was in 2 months, because by February, it was already up. It got completed in March of 2018. He started already. Because win or not, he had decided to keep investing in Liberia. Jamaica, when did he start building it? He owned that property. He owned a lot of property. And I told somebody, I said, when Mr. President was 20 years old, is when he built a house in rehab there. His first house. He bought a house in New York when he was 21. First house in the States. Second house, I think 23. So building houses and doing property wasn't a strange thing for him. But did he seek to do those things before? Somebody came to him with a proposal. He'd been having a land, I think from in the 90s, the land that the place opposite ABC is. And somebody came and said, look, we can work together and build this place and run it like like we see in other countries, like a gated community. And he agreed. He funded it. The work started well before. It started well before. But we kept saying it, and people want to believe what they want to believe. Somebody take a picture and put it up and say, oh, he stole government money. Look, right now in Liberia, to take $1 out of the Ministry of Finance, you need at least 21 signatures. It shows to get money out of the bank. So somebody should say, oh, the president used this money in January and February.
You know all that, but yet you are still accusing this government of stealing. And you know that to take money from the bank is a process.
Because we can see the process, we can see how they're moving things. I just accused, you just pointed to me, I didn't accuse anybody about the 10 million that has been spent to build a place in Lufa.
If there is one thing that was responsible for your defeat in 2023, what would that be?
I think a lot of, I don't like to say COVID, but we could have done more had we not had a pandemic. But also, it was the first time we had a social media election. So the incumbency deficit that we had played a lot. People wanted more. Rightly so, they wanted more, and UP pretended that they could have done more. They also lied a lot, and people believed the lies because we're in an advent of social media politics. For the first time, it was a big social media election. Oh, the president took kidney from 3 boys. People say, hey man, what kind of bad man that he take the people kidney when I vote for him? Oh, somebody had an accident. Somebody driving a car. He had an accident, the car turned over, he died. They say that Weah killed him because he's an auditor. The American scheme, when the incident happened on Broad Street with the lady and the guy who died in the car, we asked for it because if we are doing it ourselves, they're going to say, oh, y'all lie. We asked the U.S. government. They came, they did a report. Stay. The people say, somebody died from carbon monoxide. Even now, if you go and dig that body, you still know what killed them.
Okay.
Years later. So, okay, it's been 2 years now. You're going and solve these problems. But do you know that the police, the current police administration, under Mr. Coleman, gave clearance to Simosis and to the other guys who were accused of the 3 boys? It means they closed the case. Okay, maybe they should communicate that to the Ministry of Information because they're still talking about it.
They're still talking about things that office staff to former President George Weah is here as our guest. And we'll take calls from you on 0777 700-995, 0555-995-995 are the numbers to call. Let me take the 555. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Clarence, thank you for having me on your platform. I am CIC Managing Tobert Jr. of the Interledger Cloud District number 14. Let me say good morning to Lenji Nangbe. I am proud of such a Liberian who have served this country in inferior capacity. You know, Clarence, it is true that, you know, the opposition is not strong. They are not collaborating. Because if the opposition is collaborating, this government would have gone in Kinjo to kill people, and opposition have been silent. Those people that were killed in Kinjo for protesting against B Mountain, what do we say to that family?
The government didn't kill people. People got killed by, I think, police officers, and they are being investigated. I'm sure some action are being taken. Maybe I just need to reflect, but to say the government killed people is deliberate, my friend.
Clarence, thank you. Since you are aware that the government is investigating, please, you should try to, you know, inform the public about this investigation. The next thing you need to do is also investigate the killing in District 17. A boy, a teenager got shot, you know, by a police officer. You also need to follow that. Since you say the government is investigating, we need a comprehensive report of all of these violations in our country, because this government pushed against these things. Example, the 3 missing brothers in Moses.
Thank you, sir. Let's take the other line. Hello.
Good morning, people.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Johnny Qualimenen, and I join you this morning from the office of the Rescue Defender on Center Street.
Qualimenen, go ahead.
Men like you think now we have no faith in like politics this time around to come before the Liberian people to send us. These people manipulate the Liberian people, they stole from us, and they left this country in the ditch that President Weah is trying his best to take this country from the ditch with excavators. So these people have no right to come out to vote for them again.
Okay,
so
sir.
They lost the election because they lack the knowledge to govern this country.
Thank you. Let me take another call right here. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to see you.
Call your name. Let's hear you now.
Okay, Clarence, sorry. I'm Kalasco. I call you from Marshall this morning.
Okay, Kalasco. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Well, you know, Clarence, and something I'd like to point to that the chief officer to President Weah said is, especially the media, you know, the role the media is supposed to play. And Clarence, and the commissioner raised something at the latter part of his statement where he said there was this investigation where, because of the cry from Liberians, they say, okay, because President Weah said, okay, let me involve our partner to do an investigation on this whole death issue. Now, the investigation was done, and all of the necessary requirement to prove the cause of the death was done by our partner. That report is out. The media, even today, when the information ministry go and have a press conference, they will talk about it. And the media can remind them, say, no, they think you're talking, we did X, Y, Z, and it is proving that it went the contrary. The media don't say anything about it. Even though the police RG currently came up right after the inauguration and after certain time, he said the cause of death of the 3 missing boys, they got nothing to do with people killing them and any other thing. But even today, the information ministry, when they're ready to have a press conference, they will talk about it. And Clarence, you guys don't say anything about it. You just keep mute and it keep rolling on. So when Minister Number said that the media is also a vital component of saying what is appropriate, I'll take it from that point because
Thank you, Kalasco. Thank you. But I know even when they talk about missing billion, there was an investigation. We'll always remind the public that no money got missing. Well, sometimes I don't know, but different media institutions and individuals can talk. I'm not sure nobody in the media has ever said or reminded these people of some of these things. Even though I don't listen to all the radio stations in the country, but I don't want to believe so. Hello, foreign call. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, and good morning to President. My name is Jacob Coffin. I call from North Dakota.
You call from North Dakota. All right, let's hear you.
Yes, President Nango, it is not a bad thing to serve the country. And it's a good thing, always a good thing to serve your country. But if you serve your country because you think that is the only way you can get money, or that the only place you can get money, that one may get that. But it's a good thing to serve your country. Everything. You are cleverly taking the studio and being very good. What was doing on the microphone? But all of these things you're saying, you are not wrong for saying it. Because if we have a serious government and people are really party are starting up with you, only the things people that was never done in mind into, and we have come upon the past government and give them the reason why the campaign against amazing killing of auditors that even hurt some of us. And so if some of these people are coming and putting me arrested because of that, do not have the space to come to the media and say these things.
Okay. So in essence, if I understand you, you're trying to say the things Unity Party criticize they are in government, they are not investigating to let us know what went wrong. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Second to last caller quickly, yeah?
Yeah, let me say good morning to former Secretary General of the Unity Party.
Yeah.
And my name is Toka Melvin Sifa, happens to be the National Youth Chairman of the Unity Party. You know, Clarence, when we have former officials of the CDC government come to the radio and public discourse, the best thing to do is to apologize to the Liberian people and to be defending the wrong that you did in the past 6 years. Where just at the point where 25 million was stitched up in wheelbarrow, the former president at the time broke a 9th Street resident down and built a bulletproof resident. But he wanted us to believe that he took loan from the bank and there's no document to substantiate.
But current President Joseph Boakai there been renovation work done at his home. It is not the way it was.
Clarence, you cannot compare that with breaking the 9th Street residence down that was nothing to building a bulletproof residence. You know you cannot compare.
I mean, the comparison is one minute, sir. The comparison is the same way President Weah did his resident to his taste when he became president of the country. Boakai has done same to his own house too.
No, Clarence, is not the same. President Weah was in rehab. Look at his rehab residence. There where all of the security measures were put in place. The 9th Street residence, that's something that was broken down and built with the Liberian people money. You know that. President Boakai is in rehab. He hasn't built any special residence. You know that.
But the same house you were in, that is same house, but he reconditioned it.
But similar recondition was done in rehab to former President Weah residence.
Yeah, but thank you, but we're saying the same thing. I don't know what you're saying. We're saying the same thing. The man became president. He brought it all down. He fixed it. Your president became president. He now has ability. Let me take the final call of 30 seconds right here. Hello?
No, 30 seconds, all right.
No, 30 seconds is okay. I got to let Eugene to respond and pay parting comments.
Let me say thank you to one of the funniest, if not the funniest communicator in our country. And you see, I like the way the conversation ended. Tell that caller I just called. Forget about the president, his ministers and assistant ministers, the co-bosha they used to go eat. Are they going there again? You sit down here and talk about Joseph Boakai is building mansion in Foya. What are you talking about? The house you're talking about in rehab, you bought the property for no other adjacent property.
The project in Foya, like the president hall?
Like the president hall. But what? Clarence, who will just come from somewhere and just go build? Why did he go no other place? Only Foya. How many statements have you heard? And you, the media, you're not doing well. Because you fail to adequately inform.
So listen now. Wait. So who raised the issue that project will go on for you now? Not the media.
But not your media. You Clarence just want the last time you see.
The better with media fail to do the thing. I said, all the media. I said, not your media. Luigi, let's come back to you.
Okay, so the 9th Street. I got to talk about this thing because the first thing is not bulletproof. I don't know how they can be a bulletproof house. He, of the executive member of UP making such statement on radio. The project started before Mr. Weah became president. Yes, it ended when he was president, but it started before he became president. The records are available. It started even before he won the election. And then when he won, it continued. It was done right. It wasn't secret. Everybody could see it. So why would somebody come and say he became president and use the government money? Okay, you've been the government for 2 years. Go to the house, say it's government money. I dare them. I dare them. So now they set up an asset recovery force that are chasing shadows. They're chasing shadows.
You say shadows?
Because if it was really intended to recover stolen assets, that's not the way to go.
But you can tell them how to go.
No, but that's not the way, because I'm a Liberian and have a right to speak about national issues. If you come and call somebody and say, oh, how you manage to build a place here? We say you use government money, so go bring all your documents. If you call another person, rice came into the country that was distributed. Oh, we didn't like why you distributed it to the army, why you distributed it like that? Is that the asset to recover? And you grab the former first lady of the republic, Madam Sawyer, and put her in jail. Hang her, put her in jail. Because you say you like the way the rice was distributed.
A crime against the state. I mean,
there was no crime.
How do you say that?
But look, read the indictment.
Yeah, but it can only be proven when
no, but it's okay. So it's not what it's not the premise of our judicial system.
The picture you're creating is not how Comfort Sawyer was there to hold somebody grapple and
no, she was performing statutory function. And if I was the head of the asset recovery team, I would not even call her for anything, let alone indict or arrest her.
We can get your parting comments, but
read the indictment. No, you need to read the indictment. Okay, now my parting comment. I want to talk about this whole situation where people think that because you have power, you can behave in a tyrannical way and misuse your power of indictment to grab people and put them in court because you believe you have the power. These things have consequences.
Thank you, Eugene.
There is a consequence for tyrannical rule. History is replete with examples of how tyrants are punished by history.
Okay.
So it's replete. So you just grab somebody and put it in jail. You put a woman in jail. You let her wait to divide the rest.
Thank you so much.
You grab somebody and put it in jail.
Len Eugene Nangbe is Chief of Office Staff to former President George Weah, a stalwart of the CDC. Okay, I'm taking my usual weekend break Monday. I'll be back here. Thanks to all of you for this week. We'll be back here on Monday. Bye-bye. Happy weekend to all of you. I'm out of here. My name is Peace.